What's up, peeps? This is Iceberg Investment Foundation. I'm your boy Barry Elam Jr. And today's topic is what is it like being a police officer in 2021? Now, we all know a lot's been happening over the last few years, or really for quite a few years, between police and civilians alike. And as we all know, all it takes is one bad apple or a half a dozen or more bad apples to make everybody look bad. Today, I just want to go in here and speak on it. You know, I'm a police officer, obviously, and I've not always been a cop. A little bit about my backstory. One day, I was leaving my house, headed to get some work done in my car at a place called Suff Brothers down above Oakland, Alabama, and I pulled up to where some road construction was evidently going on. The road construction crew member had the sign, but it was cocked to the side. Couldn't tell if they wanted you to stop or go slow. I happened to be in front of everybody. So, and he was doing this number. So I thought that meant to go. So as I proceeded to go, a state trooper come flying up beside me with his sirens off and his windows up. I remember it like it was yesterday. Flies up beside me and hollering, "Roll your window down! Pull over! Pull over!" So now I pull over. It already struck me as odd why he wouldn't even turn the siren on or at least roll his window down. He was yelling so loud I could hear it through his window. So I pull over. Evidently, the place I'm going to is across the road from where I'm going now. I'm on this side of the road. Surf Brothers is over here. So he gets off his patrol car, walks up to my window, and asked me if I had any drugs in the car. And I was like, "No, I ain't got no drugs in the car. I'm going across the street to get my tire changed." And he immediately just tells me, "Go ahead and just step out of the car." Keep in mind now, I wasn't 16 years old. I hadn't had any run-ins with the law like that before. So I was really uneducated to what was going on around me at the moment. But really, there was nothing I could do, honestly. So, I mean, if I don't think I had a cell phone back then. I don't know if I did or not, but nevertheless, with the attitude he had, I knew it would only get worse if I tried to like reason with him. But I go to get out of my car, and this was back in my pole hustling days. The car I was driving was a 92, maybe a 96. It's the newest Toyota Corolla. I want to say it was more like a 92. My door didn't open from the inside, so I had to put my arm out the door to open it from the outside. We've all been there. I know we all had some hoochie wagons, and we all had to come up with something. But nevertheless, I go to put my arm out the window to get out. He grabs me by my neck, trying to Sasquatch me out of the car, pulling on me and everything. And he opens my door and gets me out of the car. He's got me in like some kind of headlock, weak headlock, but he has me one nevertheless. And he has a big old belly on him like Bozo the Clown would have. And he's got me kind of up on his belly. I was like 130 pounds back then. I've been small my whole life until recently. Up until like the last few months, I've been 135 pounds, give or take. But he had me on his belly, kind of rocking me. And I was like, "What are you doing, dude? What is wrong with you?" And he goes, "I'll blow your." He had a gun, by the way, too. He put his gun right here. And at the time, I didn't know the Glocks was what he had. I didn't know they didn't have a safety, and I didn't know the police kept one in the chamber, stuff of that nature. So he had the gun right here, and he says, "I'll blow your effing head off, boy." I was like, "Whatever, dude, just whatever, you know." And finally, he puts me down. Well, first of all, a school bus comes by, but surely some of my peers on it. So that was embarrassing. And he finally puts me down. After the bus goes by, everybody's looking and stuff. And he goes, he sits me down, and the people across the road hollered, "Is everything okay over there?" It's where I was going. It's Seth Brothers. And the officer or the trooper goes, "Yeah, everything's fine. I'm okay." And the guys goes, "No, we wasn't asking you. We was asking him." You know, they knew me, and I didn't say anything, of course, because this dude's already showed he's willing to kill me over nothing. And at that time, he just walks around my car and goes to the passenger side and just starts searching through my car. And I was like, "Don't you have to have a warrant to do that?" He comes back up out of the car livid, talking about, You see this badge? You see this badge? This badge tells me what I can do. I can do anything I want. I said, you know what, bro? Have at it. I ain't had nothing to hide, so just knock it out. You know. At the time, I was a licensed carrier, and I had a gun between me and the seat. That's where I kept it for easy access. So he literally, honestly, no, it was on the passenger. It was between the middle console and the passenger seat, so I could reach over and grab it easier. Because I didn't really have people riding with me all the time, so I always kept it over on that side. It's easier to grab instead of it being right here next to me. So he literally is on the passenger side. I'm on the driver's side now. He picks this gun up. It was on H&R H and W. I think there were big old block brick 40 cal big old black gun. He picks it up and puts it on the seat beside me. The door I'm standing by, he puts where I can reach in the window and grab it easily. He puts the gun right there, looks around to the car some more. He's out of breath now. He's out of breath when he put me off his belly. It was sad. Like the dude had to be on something. I'm thinking. But anyhow, he goes to my car, and then he goes back to his car, and then eventually he calls me back to his car, smiling after he didn't put a gun in my head. And he gives me a warning, a written warning, says, "Looks like we had a misunderstanding." So evidently he ran my name, saying I was clear, I didn't have any drugs in my car, nothing like that. Telling me we had a misunderstanding. So of course I followed up with it at the trooper's post. As far as I know, nothing ever come of it. I was very disappointed about that. I could bring up some names, but as far as I know, the people that were involved are no longer there. Not because of that, but I guess other stuff happened. But nevertheless, I'll say all that to say I've been there. I know how it is on both sides. And me being an African American policeman, what I run into a lot on the road is just the other day I pulled a guy over for speeding. He was doing like 15 over, and I pull him over, walk up to the car, and as I lean in and talk to him, I always go to the passenger side because that way I can see everything in the car, and I don't have to worry about getting hit by a car going by. Because you pull over on the side of the road, traffic's going here. I walk over here, and it's just so much safer. So I walk over to the passenger side like I always do. I say, "I'm officer, blah blah blah, but blah blah blah. You were doing reason for your stop was you're doing 15 over the speed limit. You have your driver's license proof for insurance." The whole time, right before I even got up to the car, because you see his head doing this, just shaking his head. He's shaking his head the whole time talking to him. He reluctantly hands me or he pulls his wallet out and shows me he has a license. I said, "Sir, do you mind removing your license for me?" And he reluctantly does. And then he just sits there looking forward, me like this, just looking mad, straight ahead. And I was like, "Well, sir, you have your insurance on you?" And he hands it to me. He said, "Now, what was I doing again?" I said, "You're doing 15 miles per hour over the speed limit. You're doing 65 and 50." And he said, "Man, that's all y'all got to do is harass a brother over a little bit of speed, man. There's so much going on in this world." I was like, "Man, it's my job, That's just part of my job. You were speeding, you were breaking the law. I'll be right back with you." And the whole time he's shaking his head. He's got his phone out with his camera on me and all this stuff, which is fine. My camera was on too. I really honestly don't mind. Obviously, I love the camera. The camera loves me. I mean, I don't have a bad side. So, walked back to my car, ran his license, made sure he, got warrant, stuff of that nature. That's just part of what we do. Um, People can get mad, but the first thing we do on the traffic stop is we're gonna run a tag, and when we get out, make contact with you, we're gonna bring your license, see who you are. That's just part of it. That's the way it works. I mean, I don't want to be out here, but somebody's killed somebody 2 states over, and got a wanted fugitive, and I'm just sitting here gonna let him go over a speeding infraction. That wouldn't look good. Nobody murders would probably be loose everywhere. But anyhow, I come back up with his stuff, and he was in shock because I was like, "All right, Mister So and So, have a blessed day. Drive safely. Try to keep the speed down." He's like, "Huh?" And he was just shocked. He's like, thank you, sir." And he was just amazed I didn't bring him back a ticket, or I guess maybe he thought I was gonna harass him. I was under the impression that he thought he was about to get a ticket, but you don't have to write everybody a ticket. Uh, I asked him after he said that, and I was like, "Just drive safely." He's like, "Man, thank you, man. I was just trying to get my mom's house to help her with something. I don't remember all the details, but he was trying. He had a decent reason what he was trying to do. I mean, obviously, you shouldn't be speeding. We make mistakes when we get in a hurry, but nevertheless, you don't have to write every single person a ticket, and that's not what police do. I know people were under the impression that we just out here to harass people. Truth be told, the department don't make much money at all off this ticket. I mean, it's fraction. It's very. It's you would be surprised. I don't know if I can tell you without me getting in some type of legalities or whatever, but it's sad. It's very. It's nothing. I mean, we're not pulling people over for that. I don't make anything off of it. My check's gonna be the same whether I write a ticket or not. So if somebody's giving me a good reason why they're speeding, I'm gonna give them no reasons why they shouldn't. Because like I always say, we make mistakes when we get in a hurry. That's a fact of life. But nevertheless, I cut him a break, and maybe down the road he'll be like, you know what, man, all cops. Somebody might be telling me bad about cops. Like, man, I just got cut a break the other day by a cop. Man, he was yes sir, no sir to me, and I think the guy was younger than me. But it don't matter, you know. I'm a public servant, and that's what I was there to do was to serve and protect. Now, serving and protect, it may mean that I have to stop you from injuring someone else or yourself on accident. That's what I'm here for. So that's all I was trying to get across, really, through the video. That not all cops are bad guys. I hate the fact that there's obviously some bad apples out there. There's no denying that. But I just wish more cops would be more courteous to civilians when they can be, and I wish that when times allow, we just hear the person out that we're dealing with and see where they're coming from, and maybe try to build some rapport. I know we can't do that on traffic stops all the time unless the person wants to really that we're dealing with. But if you're just out in public, it don't hurt to stop and talk with the community. When I was a policeman at Jasper, I was known as the People's Cop because that's all I done. I would literally park my Tahoe and get out and walk from store to store all through downtown. I would get out on the west side of Jasper and just walk around. I walked every store. I walked. It didn't matter where it was, what part of town it was in, whether it be south side or north side. I get out and walk whatever area I was assigned to that day. I would get out and walk, and meet people, and everybody knew me. You know, and it that goes a long ways. I can't tell you how far that goes. So I wish police would be more understanding for the most part. I know there is a lot of police that are. I'm not. I know I'm not the only one. I work with a bunch of good guys right now, and I worked with a whole lot of good guys at Jasper. But I just wish cops would just take the time to get to know the community more, especially when you're a new guy. Just get out there, get your face seen. In all communities. That way, when you do got to show up to something, there people ain't weary of you, for lack of a better term. So I wish police would be more understanding. I wish civilians would take into consideration that this police officer has to make sure that he's not dealing with a killer or a really bad person before he can semi lower his guard to befriend you or open himself up to understanding. He's got to do his job first. On the traffic stop, he's walking up. Everybody's got tinted windows these days. Officer's walking up. He can't see in the car. He don't know how many people was in the car. He don't know if he walks up with a gun aimed at him. I mean, so he's gonna have to do his job, and it's gonna probably make you uneasy. But there's really no other way to do it. It's been tested and tried through years and years. So um, there is flaws in the system. We just need to elect better people to maybe iron some of the wrinkles out. We don't need to be talking about defunding the police and crazy stuff like that because then the controlled chaos would just be chaos. Without the law, there'll be just pure chaotic chaos. And I mean, you need to think about that whenever you go to call somebody. You see somebody trying to break in your house, need some help. You defund the police. You're on your own. You know, it's just gonna be the wild wild west. Yeah, you got a gun. Whoopee. He may have 10 people with him with guns. What are you gonna do if a gang raids your house? You know, just stuff to think about. But that's mainly what I wanted to get at. When I started back in 2011, policing was actually a lot different now. So I could imagine the guys that started back in 1990 or something like that. It has changed dramatically. People will try to test you, I guess. A lot of people want to try to get you to hit them, thinking they're going to get a lawsuit out of it or something like that. Or, I mean, I've dealt with all kinds of stuff. I mean, police deal with, you just be surprised with the amount of different scenarios an officer can deal with on any given shift. You can go from looking for a missing kid and the system of finding a missing kid to dealing with an alcoholic, belligerent drunk that's trying to fight his mom or something. You just never know what you're going to get into when you clock in as a police officer. Um, That's, I mean, that's the best I can comment with the knowledge I have right now. I just wish we would all try to be more understanding of each other. There's a there's a whole lot of evil in the world, so if all of us good people, civilians and police alike, will come together, we'd all be a whole lot better off. So, but yeah, one thing I was hitting on earlier is as a African American police officer, one thing I get hit at a lot is they'll be like, "Man, you one of them." I go like we go to like raid a house, for instance, and uh, if there's some African Americans outside, like when the instance I'm obviously thinking of, all I could hear was, "Man, what's going on over here?" And I explained to them, we got a warrant for so and so. That's who we're here to get. Oh, you ain't telling the truth. You're one of them. You're one of them. I'm a human. I'm a dad first. I'm a man first. I'm a man, and I have a job to do, just like you. And it don't matter if you're selling crack or if you're a lawyer, doctor, dentist, whatever, working at McDonald's. All of us, when we clock in, you got to do your job. If you want to get paid, you got to do your job. I'm a dad. I got a family to provide for. So yeah, I may pull up with the police. I am the police, but nevertheless, I'm on the side of the right. Whatever is right, and what's wrong is wrong. And I'm not going to do no wrong to anybody. You're not going to see me out there beating up people or whatever, or stuff of that nature. So that's really all I got to say. Just don't judge a book by its cover. If I see somebody with the pants hanging off of them and uh, just whatever would make somebody think that somebody's up to no good, I'm not going to judge them by that. I'm just going to judge them by basically the vibe I get off of them. I've been doing this for a little while now, and I just know people. I've been policing and selling cars for over a decade, so I've dealt with a whole lot of people, a lot of people, and I still continue to deal with people. But I'm pretty good at going off somebody's character or the vibes they give off. And I mean, good people come in all shapes, sizes, colors, and wear all kinds of different clothes. And I mean, it just is what it is. You can't judge people by what they wear or how they appear. You have to really look into their soul and get to know them a little bit at least. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had. So thanks again for tuning in. Of course, as usual, we got a few of these left in the back blue them blue line hats, and we got a few of these shirts. You can get you one, cut the sleeves off, look buff like me. Go around looking all Hulkamaniac and everything, or you can just wear them the way they are, whatever. They fit good either way, and very washable. Recommend you put them inside out, but even if you don't, they'll last you for years and years and years. If you put them inside out and wash them, they'll last you forever. So we got the black ones, as you see me sporting, and we have the white back to blue shirts. And also on our New Age Apparel Facebook page, you can go on there and find just about any kind of shirt you want. If you want a shirt custom made with your own design on it, just let us know. All you have to do is send us a picture of what you want on the shirt. It can be a picture of you, your family, your dog, a tree, anything, a beetle. It don't matter. Whatever you want a picture of, your car, for instance. You want a picture of your car put on your shirt, it'll be a picture just like you sent us. It'll be on your shirt. It'll be perfectly done. Just check us out on New Age Apparel on Facebook. Look me up, Barry Elam Jr. on Facebook. Tactical Advantage on Facebook. And besides all that, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell button so you can get content when it's sent out. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you and yours continue to be blessed. Peace, and I love you.